This is Brad, the owner of a tequila cocktail company that's taken over Whole Foods. We're here today to see how we did it.
Doing things I never thought I could. Smiling in the mirror, I look good, like I should. I feel fresh, baking new. I don't know about you, I feel good.
This is gonna be a fun one today. We're down here in Newport Beach at Avana House. My buddy Brad owns a company called Avana. We're hanging out with him today, and I don't know what we got in store, but let's go check it out.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm the star of the show. Got that special glow, and you know, yeah. Whoa, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm the star of the show. Got that special glow, yeah.
All right, bro, not a bad place to start the day.
Dude, not a bad place to start. So we actually started Avana right here in Newport, and you know, we get a little distracted in our meetings sometimes. It's not always as glamorous. Sometimes we're, you know, in an office that doesn't have quite an awesome view, but occasionally we get to treat ourselves to this, so it's
That's
cool.
awesome. And what are we doing here today? Starting off with a team meeting?
So we had a team meeting. We went over some of our sales and our retail partners that are all around Newport and all over California and a few other states. And then we also looked into some of our marketing tactics and our packaging. We just launched a new product. It's in Whole Foods and Stater Brothers and a few AVP chains as well.
So the crazy thing is that we're actually friends first. Two business owners, we talk about stuff all the time, business and personal stuff. We're gonna get into all that today, but this is pretty cool because this is Newport, it's our backyard. I rode my bike down here. I was like, all right, office meeting, Avana House. I go, be there in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
so
you can't say no to that.
it's a lot of fun. So I'm excited to learn more about your business today, and we're gonna jump right into it. What do we got planned?
So today we're gonna go by Whole Foods. We just rolled out our new 8-pack. We sell 4 packs of Avana, which is our tequila-based RTD. So they just rolled out a new product, so we're gonna see how it's facing on the shelf, how it looks, because that first consumer instinct is very important when they're coming to purchasing different products. So let's see how it's doing.
Let's go check out Whole Foods.
Let's do it.
I wanna see this
I
thing.
feel good. Doing things I never thought I could. Smiling in the mirror, I look good, like I should. I feel fresh, baking new. I don't know about you, I feel good.
Dude, this is sick. Wait, do you have an 8-pack now?
So yeah, we've got an 8-pack, which is double of these.
Okay.
It actually has our other 2 new flavors in it too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What's the other
Sweet.
flavor?
So we got pina colada and wild berry hibiscus. Yeah, wild berry hibiscus is actually our second best seller right now.
Okay.
About to be our first best seller.
We're at one of the Whole Foods here.
Yeah.
First of all, did you think you were gonna be here?
It was kind of our wildest dream was actually to be in this retailer. This is one of our top goals we wanted when we first started Avana. It was like, let's be the best we can, and what's the best retailer? You know, Whole Foods is definitely one of those. So
Yeah.
we want to be the best in the best retailer.
And it's still crazy to see your stuff on the shelf right now. How long have you been in Whole Foods now?
We've been in Whole Foods for all of California for a year now.
Okay.
And it still gets me every single time I walk inside.
That's crazy.
So I started with my co-founder, Austin, and really what we did is we saw that there was a gap in the market for more health-conscious innovations in the alcoholic beverage industry.
Okay.
And so when we saw that, we're like, well, what can we do about this to make it more health-conscious than just calories being lower?
Okay.
There's so much more to it than just calories.
Yeah.
So we looked into it and decided we were gonna use our backgrounds with our education and science to find ways to actually make a health-conscious concept in the alcoholic beverage space.
Okay, so tell me about what's inside the can. Why does it matter so much to you?
Right, it matters so much to us because that's what your body's breaking down, right? It's what you're consuming. And it really is true, you are what you eat.
Okay.
And that goes for the same for what you are what you drink. And just because it's alcohol doesn't mean that you get a pass because it's bad. You can always make it the least bad for you can, right?
Okay.
So for us, we wanted to make the best product on the market for your body. You know, not just that it tastes good, but also about how your body digests it. So we took out any ingredients that were bad for your gut because alcohol is already hard enough to break down. A lot of these canned seltzers, canned cocktails have a lot of extra ingredients that make it even harder on your gut to digest. And we thought that that made no sense at all because why add things that make it harder on your body to digest something that's already very difficult to digest, right?
Who's buying this? Is this like, you know, a college kid? Is this someone who's going to the beach? Is this someone who's having a night out? Like, who's your audience here?
Right, yeah, so when we first started it, we thought it was only gonna be younger demographics buying it.
Okay.
When we launched in Whole Foods, we found that actually everybody enjoys Avana. You know, it's actually not just the college kid or the young professional. We're finding lots of parents going to soccer games enjoy it. Lots of people throwing their backyard, you know, get-togethers and everything for 4th of July.
Yeah.
So we're finding lots of older demographics too enjoying Avana. So we're kind of all over the spectrum. To get into Whole Foods, what it comes down to is like, how impressive is your product? Is your product made with the right ingredients that lives up to Whole Foods standards?
I see. So it's more about the ingredients, what's inside the can. They're really looking at that.
They really look at that. They evaluate everything from team to marketing plans
No
to,
way.
I mean, everything you can think of for a successful story for a product.
Okay.
They consider it and they dive very deep into it. But a big thing for Whole Foods, and the reason why they're so great, is because they really look into the ingredients.
That's awesome.
We've got quite a few different banners, a lot of territory to cover.
Okay.
And we only have about a team of 5 full-time employees.
No way.
So it's myself, my co-founder Austin. We have a new sales director who's amazing. Her name is Elena. And another sales director named Jonathan, who just absolutely crushes it.
Awesome.
And a field marketing director. And that's about how we get the job
That's
done.
a great team in 500 locations.
That's right.
That's insane.
That's right.
So fitness is one of the top priorities in Brad's work-life balance. We're on the rooftop here at Equinox, downtown Orange County, right next to John Wayne Airport, if you know where that is. This place is incredible. We can film on the rooftop, which is a lot of fun, and we thought we'd go through like a little workout, just have some fun and kind of relax a little bit. Brad's headed up right now, so I don't know, I'm kind of nervous. Ready? Let's go. Tell me a little bit about a time you've burned out. I know we all have. I've done it. And to tell you the truth, this is crazy. We actually burned out around the same time.
Yeah.
Which we were both sleeping on couches.
Made for an interesting time in our lives.
It was very interesting. Tell me a little bit about a time you burned out and how you dealt with it.
Yeah, so when I started Avana, it was actually briefly after I stopped playing college football.
Okay.
And in the middle of kind of the time I've been starting Avana, I probably lost about 45, 50 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So I was like basically skin and bones. Was burnt out, wasn't doing any of the activities I really enjoyed because I was just focused on growing the baby. And so once I did that, hit rock bottom, I kind of went back to my roots about what really I grasped onto, what made me feel better and what made me feel like me. Training for me was always a mental outlet. That's always been something that wasn't just for the physicality of it. It's always for like my mental sanity. So as soon as I got back in the gym, started doing stuff that made me feel like me, started to feel better, started to feel more like myself, and everything improved.
That's awesome. So you come here to Equinox. This is like your domain up here, the rooftop. It's beautiful out. I mean, Southern California is beautiful 90% of the time. So is this where you work out?
This is now, yeah, where I come to. This rooftop is really like very functional. A lot of workouts that we do during football or back when I was playing football, we can do up here. So it's kind of like my happy place.
Cool. Well, we're gonna run through a workout right now, and then we're gonna head over to the ranch. I can't wait to see what we're doing over there. Let's do it.
I'ma go for it. Every day, all I know is how to go forward. I got the vibes, I feel alive. The world is mine. Like, I'ma go for it. I do it big, yeah, I feel enormous. Like, I got the vibes, I feel alive. The world is mine. I'ma go for it. I got the vibes, I feel alive. The world is mine.
If this isn't the best place to be right now, especially since we just came from Equinox.
Yeah.
This is the polar opposite.
Polar opposite.
All right, so behind us, there's a bunch of cows. We'll show you in a second. Tell us where we are right now.
Yeah, we're at Hidden Villa Ranch. It's my buddy Matt's ranch, and so he's got a few head of cattle here. We got some horses, so we ride, we rope, and just kind of get in God's creation and enjoy it.
So this is one of the places that you go to get away, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, besides Equinox.
Right.
You come here.
Yeah.
And what are some of the activities you're doing out here?
So it's kind of funny, every time we come here to work. So we're always either moving hay, feeding something, checking something, fixing something. So we're always doing work, but it doesn't really feel like work, you know, because with Avana, it's all in the head. Equinox or the gym is all kind of like with the body. This is a little bit of mixing, you know, physical work and just turning the mind off.
Yes,
really
sometimes
nice.
the best way to turn your mind off is really just to focus in on something that you don't have to think about.
Right.
And it feels like when you're out here, you don't have to think at all. I mean, we've been out here for like 10 minutes and I'm like, I feel like we're in a different world. This is insane. So when you're out here, you're getting away. I want to talk a little bit about when we first started, when you're thinking about the idea for Avana, you knew it was going to be challenging, right? Like that's what happens when you start a business.
Right.
What were some of those challenges that you faced early on, and like how does this stuff help you get through those challenges? What are they?
Yeah, so honestly growing up with this stuff, because that's kind of what I did back in North Carolina with the horse side of it. You know, here, if something goes wrong, you don't have an option but to fix it because there's serious repercussions. You know, you're gonna lose a cow, you're gonna lose a calf, something bad's gonna happen. So you don't have a choice but to figure it out. So, you know, my greatest saying growing up was just figure it out. That's what I got from my dad. And so now with Avana, you know, just figure it out is something that I hear in my head all the time, and there is no not figuring out. You have to make it work, and so that's what you learn from this.
Okay, so making it work, let's talk about that for a second, because I know there's a lot of things that you think are going to be great ideas and they don't turn into good ideas.
Right.
There's also a lot of ideas that are just crazy and out there, and they turn into amazing ideas, especially for your business.
Right.
What's one of those crazy ideas that right away you were like, this is insane, but it actually turned into something amazing for your business?
Honestly, like our most core component to our product, which is being USDA certified organic in tequila, nobody had ever done that before we did it. I don't speak Spanish. I had never really been to Mexico before. And that first year starting Avana, I went to Mexico probably 15 times.
I remember that. I go, where are you? I go, you want to come out? You go, I'm at the distribution facility down in Mexico.
Yeah, down in Jalisco, and like, yeah, so like literally had to learn Spanglish. Had to make my way through Mexico to like try to figure out how are we gonna get organic tequila organically canned. That's the part that had never been done before, and it was a huge challenge. But I'm glad we stuck with it, because to this day, we're really the only company that's a USDA organic stamp in the tequila base in the RTD category that's doing well right now.
That's awesome. And I remember this one specific story where you had like a hold up with your production line. It had to do with something specific down in Mexico, and you were like, I'm gonna go fix it myself.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh yeah. So that was kind of like the whole thing we were just talking about, where it's like, something goes wrong, like the mentality you get from this kind of work is just figure it out. And so the only way to really figure that one out is you can't call somebody in Mexico and just trust them to fix it. So the only way to do it was to buy my plane ticket, you know, find somebody down there that could help me with my Spanglish part. And then just go door knocking from distillery to distillery and finding the right distiller to make it work with us. And that's pretty much how we did it.
And so you have a distillery. Where is it at right now?
Yes, so it's at a private organic distillery down in Jalisco, all premium organic tequila.
Nice.
And that's where we'll always produce, and it's going really well.
That's awesome. And so you have a production run, if that's what you call it. Is that right? Production run at the end of this month, is that right? Or
it's on November 13th right now.
Cool.
Sometimes those things shift around, but it should be November 13th.
Okay, and so how many units are you gonna get from that run, and where's that going?
Yeah, we'll produce about 100,000 units.
Wow. So that's 100,000 cans, right?
Yep, 100,000 cans. Most of the production is gonna go to Stater Brothers, Whole Foods, Lazy Acres, Bristol Farms, Save Mart, a bunch of different chains around California.
All right, I feel like now would be a great time to wrap this up and saying, what's like the #1 thing that you're most looking forward to this year for Avana?
For Avana, we've got a lot of new chains that we're rolling out in California, so a lot of new distribution, new markets that we're opening up within California. And also we're looking at getting Florida finally off the ground.
Oh, wow.
We've got that rolling out, which is a huge market for our kind of product, so we're very excited about that.
That's awesome, cool. And what would be the one piece of advice for young entrepreneurs? Like, that's what this channel is all about. We want to help other people. Like, we were in positions where we didn't have guidance, we didn't have knowledge. I dropped out of school to learn this business stuff on my own, and you know, if you could give yourself, your younger self, or if you could give other kids out there that are looking at this for inspiration some guidance or feedback, what would you recommend?
Yeah, I would say find something that you're passionate enough to never want to quit, because that's the biggest thing, is sticking with something that you know you won't get tired of right away. You know, I had a couple different opportunities to start different companies before Avana, but I knew I wasn't really passionate about the product. Even though it was a great market fit, made a lot of business sense, I knew I was going to get burnt out way earlier than I did with Avana. So it's definitely about picking the right product in the right industry. Yeah, when you choose something you like, when the going gets tough, which it will. Yep, that's right. It will. Whether it's in your personal life, your business life, you know, whatever it may be, when the going gets tough, it will. You're gonna have that passion to stick it through. Well, I'm stoked, dude. It was so great to do this. I'm great to see you. The first one of many, too. I'm really excited about this. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. This is the Millennial Marketer channel. As you guys know, we build, launch, and scale online courses. That's what got us started in all this stuff. And now we get to make beautiful relationships and make awesome videos with other entrepreneurs that are doing it themselves. So I can't wait to make more videos like this. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.